So, have you ever wondered how a band can just transpose a song to a totally different key, like 30 seconds before going on stage?
Oh yeah, with zero sheet music in sight.
Exactly. Welcome to today's deep dive. We are unpacking exactly how they pull that off.
We are looking at a really practical guide called Music Theory 101, the Worship Toolbox, along with a cheat sheet called the Worship Code by Eli from Nueva Vida Lodi.
And our mission today is to totally reframe music theory for you, because it is not this rigid, boring school subject.
Right, it's not a math test.
No, not at all. It is actually the ultimate shared language. It is what lets the whole team look at one chart and actually play together without total chaos.
To speak that shared language, you really just need the core alphabet. So if you picture a musical scale, it is basically a ladder of notes.
Right, a ladder. But we aren't just playing single notes, obviously. We are building full chords by stacking notes on top of those specific rungs.
Exactly. And out of that entire ladder, modern worship pretty much just uses four chords. They are built on the first, fourth, fifth, and sixth rungs.
So that gives us the 1, 4, 5, and the 6 meter, which is the 6 minor chord.
Yeah, and there's a really specific emotional reason for that selection.
Right, because the 1, 4, and 5 are major chords. They sound super bright, very stable, and, triumphant.
But that the minor chord, the secret ingredient, it injects this tension and emotional vulnerability into the room.
It really does. I actually look at this 1, 4, 5, 6 meter progression like the wooden framing of a house.
Oh, I like that analogy.
Yeah, because, you might paint your song a totally different color or maybe decorate it with a different melody, but the structural skeleton underneath is literally identical to thousands of other songs.
But once you see that skeleton, the real challenge is communicating it to the rest of the band instantly, especially if the singer needs to change the key on the fly.
Which brings us to the universal translator, the Nashville number system.
Right, where you swap letter names for numbers. It is all based on relative pitch. The mathematical distance between these chords sounds identical to the human ear, no matter what starting note you pick.
Okay, so if the progression is a 1, 5, 6 meter 4, and we are in the key of G, that translates to G, D, E minor, and C.
Exactly.
But if I realize, hey, this is way too high, and I need to drop it down to the key of C, those exact same numbers translate to C, G, A minor, and F.
And the real magic there is that the physical chart never changes. The band just reads 1, 5, 6 meter 4, no matter what key you shout out.
I do have to push back on this a little bit, though. I mean, as a worship leader, doesn't doing all that mental math on the fly actually slow a musician down?
It sounds like it would, yeah.
Because if I am trying to translate a 5 into a D in my head while also trying to sing and, actually engage the congregation, I feel like I'm just going to crash.
Honestly, it does feel incredibly daunting on day one. But the reality is that it bypasses active translation really quickly. It just becomes muscle memory.
Kind of like driving a stick shift.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly like driving a manual car. Eventually, you just stop looking down at the gear shift, and the massive payoff is team unity.
Because everyone is actually focused on leading rather than like frantically rewriting sheet music in the dark.
Exactly. But okay, so we have the what covered, right? The notes, but there's also the when.
Right, rhythm basics. The guide mentions knowing your beats per measure and reading slash marks on a chart.
And it heavily emphasizes physically clapping out the rhythm. You have to actually feel where the chord changes land in your body before you start playing.
So feeling the groove before adding any complexity.
Definitely. And as a piano player, the best way I know to add color to that rhythm is through what we call slash chords. That is when you might see like a 13 or a 41 on the chart.
Let's clarify the mechanics of that really quick. If I see a 13 on the sheet, what does that 3 actually mean?
Okay, so the first number is the main chord you are playing, the 1. The number after the slash tells you the bass note.
Got it.
So you play a 1 chord, but the bass player hits the third rung of that scale ladder we talked about earlier.
Wait, so why not just jump straight from the 1 chord up to the 4 chord?
Because that is a really big sonic leap. Putting that 3 in the bass creates this sort of staircase effect. It smoothly walks the listener's ear right up to the 4.
Wow, so it creates this incredible emotional movement, but you aren't even altering the structural skeleton of the song.
Exactly. It is all about using the tools to serve the song.
Which is the ultimate takeaway for you listening today. Theory is not a test. It is simply a toolbox. It is designed to equip your team to play, sing, and lead together with just total confidence.
It shifts your entire focus from, just surviving the notes to actually engaging with the room.
So we want to leave you with an active challenge today. Next time you listen to your absolute favorite song, try to actually count out the number.
Oh, that is a great exercise.
Yeah, and really ask yourself, how does simply changing the order of those exact same four framing chords completely transform the emotional weight of a room?